Hello there and welcome to Conan Enhanced, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to build this starter base. I tried to combine the two sets that, at least to me, seem to be the most accessible early on, combining the wooden textures with the sandstone for a quite decent starter base with definitely a bunch of space on the inside for different layers, even some space to park a mount should you have it, and hopefully enough space to get your survival adventure on its way. I haven't really played Conan myself, especially not in survival. I think I did one build at some point in the original Conan, but with this enhanced version, I thought it was well time to jump back into it and, for me at least, explore the build system, see what it's like before deciding whether I want to start playing this, because there's so many cool survival games to play, but the building system in here definitely seems to be quite good. So yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this build and if you would like to see more in the future. As always, leaving a like is very much appreciated. All the support is appreciated, and follow along, subscribe if you want to see more builds in all sorts of survival games. So we're going to start with our foundations. Of course, we want to make sure that we have them 3 wide and then 7 long in total for the main shape of the building. We can also just completely fill that in, of course, which will give you a decent amount of space. And then here on the left side, we're going to go in by 2, expand this with 5 foundations and a 3 wide building once more, so we can fill this all in with our floors. And then on the other side of the building, we're going to go in by 1 and add 4 more foundations along the side there. We'll start with this little side building. We want to have 2 windows there at the back, as well as 2 windows here at the front, but not all the way at the front edge of the building. We'll add some stairs coming off from these foundations so that you can easily access them. And then we want to have a door frame right here to enter the place, but we'll also add our door frame right here so we can have access from it from the other building. And then we want to just kind of raise up these walls to be too high here on the middle part of the building. There we go. And here at the back, we don't have to raise them up, but we of course want to fill in the gaps that we have. And here at the end, we also want to add some extra windows just because we can. And then we want to raise up this wall with 1 more. And the other one, we can just add our slope wall in there. And at the very top, we want to have a cap. You can use the sandstone one, but you can also switch to the wooden set here, so that we have a little bit more interest going on in this building, which I think is quite a nice addition. We then can also add in some pillars over here, as well as here along the front of the building, just like this. And we can actually also add in these pillars here at this side of the building, next to the door itself. We can then take out these sloped roof pieces. We can add them along the front here, as well as along the back, going up like that. And then, of course, the roof cap to fill in the final gap that we still have, which will already give us a pretty nice side building here. We also want to take out one of these railings, add them along the edge there. And then, of course, finally, we want to make sure that we actually fill in the door itself. So this should give us a pretty nice little room over here to work with. But of course, that's definitely not all of it. It's just the side building. We have the rest of the build as well. We're then going to take out these wooden walls. Again, we're going to place them here on the edges. And we also want to make sure that we place the slope walls on top of them. Bringing back those wooden walls right here in the corners. And then some of these windows right here in the middle to create a nice side building. Then we can take out those pillars again, add them in the corners, and add them at the ends here just to get some more details before finally adding in the roofs at the top of this building here, so that we have a little bit of details going on here for the side of our main hall. Then, of course, it's time to focus on the main bit. We're going to add some windows. A window here, a window there, and we can have a window over there. At the back, we want to have them on the corners before we fill in the middle just as is. And we want to raise up all of these walls to be too high in total. So we can just kind of start filling in all of these walls around the sides of the building. Raise up these to be too high, and then finally those at the back as well. Then we want to take out our pillars again. We can add 2 of them in the corners, 2 over there, and then also 2 here at the front of the building. On the inside, we can actually take out our stairs, and we want to add some stairs right over here and there so that we can access the next layer, which we can of course also start filling in so that you have even more space in this building. There's quite a few things that you should be able to fit in this base. Then we can have a railing, of course, around the stairs as well as around the front there so you don't fall off. And yeah, then we just need to focus on building the actual entrance, which is quite simple. We're going to use the gate frame here. And it seems like it doesn't want to place it, so we might have to remove the pillars for a little bit before we can actually place. There we go. We should be able to place that right in front. Okay, and then of course we also want to add in the door itself so that it is a functional entrance. And then once we have that, we can add in the pillars along the edge so that it looks complete. And we can actually, of course, build on top of this by adding a window right there in the middle. We can have the roof cap right above it. And then all we need to do, of course, is just add our slope walls to the sides of it. So we have kind of shaped up the front of the building here. But we, of course, want to also shape up the rest of the build. And we can start this with adding a bunch of windows. So 2 there, 1 in the middle, and 2 more here at the sides. And we can do the exact same thing here on the opposite side of the building. And afterwards, of course, we want to continue to fill in these walls just like this to be too high along all the sides. And we can do that all along the side of the building here, of course. But we also want to add in some additional details. So after the first 2, we want to have a pillar. We'll do the same thing over there and the same things here on the opposite side of our build. But I actually like to add a few more details here on top of these windows. So above these, I like to add these little roof ends, which are quite nice, and just add a little bit more interest here above those windows. And I want to do the same thing here on the opposite side. So I want to make sure that we add these in. There we go. And this is just going to help make all of these walls less flat and yeah, a bit more exciting to look at. So underneath right there, we want to just add those walls. We want to also do that over here, of course. There we go. And then here again, right there in the middle, just to make this all a little bit more interesting. We can, of course, do the same thing over here on this side. There we go. And finally over there. As for the back of the building, we also want to have a window right there in the middle. And then we can just raise up these walls to be too high again. And of course, we can raise up the pillars to this layer at the same time. And we also want to add that nice ending for the roof here. So we just want to kind of do the same that we've done for those other sides of the building. Up here, we also want to add in another window. We can of course shape up the rest of the roof here at the roof cap. And then before we do anything else, we want to make sure that we have the hatch frame right here. And for the rest of it, we can add another layer up here. You don't have to do this, of course, but if you want more space, you might as well utilize all of the space available to us by making a little bit of an attic. And then, of course, we can add a ladder here to easily get up to that layer. There we go. As for the roof, itself, we're gonna actually use these thatch pieces because I just want to add a different look to the final layer of the building. So yeah, just adding those thatch pieces going all the way across, and the same of course here on the other side. There we go. We can just keep going along and filling them in, and then of course at the top of the roof we want to have the roof cap to just connect this all the way through from one side to the other, which gives us quite a nice and sizable starter base with, well, a decent amount of room, but it shouldn't be too much work to get this built. And then finally, of course, what we can still add here in the front is some stairs so you can easily access the main entrance. So yeah, there you go. That's how you build this starter base in Conan. I had a lot of fun playing around with the build system. I haven't really played Conan at all, but with the new remastered, like enhanced look, I figured might as well jump into it and see what the build system is like. That's usually, you know, my main cup of tea, and I think this is quite cool. Definitely let me know what you think down in the comments below, and let me know if you would like to see more Conan Enhanced builds here on the channel. As always, leaving a like is really appreciated, and yeah, follow along if you want to see more builds in all sorts of survival games. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video or the next stream. Goodbye.